Welcome to the Great White Brotherhood YouTube channel.
Hello, everyone. Just back to do another uh, lesson, another video, and very quick update on the book. It's going along fine, and if you're keeping track, or if you've noticed the lessons that I'm adding to the website, you'll know how it's kind of coming along. Um, Off the top of my head, I can't remember how many I've added. I think before I started this, we were at like less than 346, and now we're at, I think, almost 410. So definitely adding a lot of lessons and to the website, and there's a lot to go. So that's exciting. That's the good news. So today, just thought I'd pop on and do a video to keep keep you guys up to date with what's going on, and take a moment to make a video about a lesson that I think this one's pretty interesting, and probably interesting to most people, especially those who follow the Great White Brotherhood or the Theosophical Society, which I'll just say the society from this point forward, so I don't have to keep trying to pronounce that. Um, but yeah, if you follow the society, or if you know anything about the Great White Brotherhood, you'll find this pretty interesting. It's been touched on before in another lesson, maybe even from a video that Bob put out many years ago. I can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, as I found these emails, as I went back through all the emails that I had with Bob, um, I forget about these messages that I have with Bob, like completely forget about them. So when I find them, and when I went through these old emails, I was just basically copying and pasting the emails into a notepad just to keep, like, oh, this one looks pretty good. I'll put it aside and I'll look at it later. So as I've been going through them again, and I read them, I'm like, I don't, I don't remember this at all, and it just blows me away because it's like I'm reading it for the first time, which is great, and I'm happy to be able to share all of this with you as well. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this message, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, one of the founders of the society was a lady called Madame Blavatsky, hope I pronounced that correctly as well, who was a somewhat strange personality, but she was an excellent medium and had the gifts of the spirit highly developed. She formed a team of like minded people who were also fairly rich, which enabled her to produce information in printed form and organize meetings in London whilst having a center in India. And I did read about that. I read the one about India. The Great White Brotherhood are willing to work with any person or group of like minded people, and so there was and is an exchange of information between us and some, excuse me, some members of the society. It was mentioned that two of our members, the Great White Brotherhood, suggested setting up the society, but we do not work as individuals. That's an interesting point. Any exchange of ideas and information is always done in a group manner, approved by all. Should any one or more than one member of the Great White Brotherhood not be in agreement concerning any subject, discussions take place until a compromise is reached. Any disagreement concerning our objectives is rare, however. After all, the long years that the Great White Brotherhood has existed, so we do not have that problem very often. But it must be stated that any action taken to set up the society would have been agreed by all and not by any individuals. So, we would say that before the society existed, contact had been made with the Great White Brotherhood, and at some stage, we suggested forming a group which, as people started to join, a name was chosen, the Theo- the society. and branched off on its own path of spiritual development, whilst certain founder members retained a link with the Great White Brotherhood. With time, the founder members have now passed into spirit world, and the existing and current directors have tended to branch out in a different direction to our aims. Thus, although we retain a direct connection with certain individual members, we do not retain any links to the governing body of the society. We do not criticize this governing body, but like so many organizations, financial considerations color decisions, which is not something we approve of. Wisdom, in our view, being freely given by God, should freely be given to the public. But certainly, the original aims of the society met with our approval, and we worked closely with the founding members. Control of the society has now passed into other hands, and we have drifted away from our aims and objectives. This was Bob speaking. If you don't know anything about the society, sorry, let's move this up. If you don't know anything about the society, you can go to Wikipedia and get an overview. It was formed in about 1870. It started off well, but like all things, turned to vinegar once money and profit crept in. Shame, really. A lot of their teachings were very complicated to understand, but Charles Ledbetter, pronounced Ledbetter, wrote a number of excellent, if written in rather stiff Victorian language, books, as he was an excellent psychic and could see nature spirits clearly in color, etc. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I found it pretty interesting that, this is basically clarification that the Great White Brotherhood did, in fact, work with the Theosophical Society in the beginning, but then broke off with them after it became, too much like any corporation company, I guess. But it was also mentioned somewhere back there that they still, right here, thus they still retain a connection to certain individual members. So I don't know who those members are. I can't comment on who any of them would be. So if there's anybody out there who's still putting information into the public that sounds like the Great White Brotherhood, it could be. I don't know. I don't have any confirmation, and neither did Bob tell me anybody. So, all right. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Again, of course, you can always download the lesson if you'd like. And that's it for today, and I'll see you again on the next video. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. Please visit our website at thegreatwhitebrotherhood.org for free books and lessons to help you on your spiritual journey.